What are some things a father should never say to his daughter? Never ever any comments about weight ever. Weird stuff obsessing about their virginity. They hope their daughter will wait and stay pure, and getting angry at them for being interested in someone, saying they'll kill anyone for touching them, etc. Calling your daughter too emotional or making comments about that time of the month that are unkind. There's no need to shame her for feeling a certain way or for her bodily functions. Guy here. I heard my neighbor tell his daughter, "You're so pretty. Everybody is going to like you," and I could only think, yikes. Make sure her sense of worth is intimately tied to her image. What could possibly go wrong? Guys don't like X, you'll never get a boyfriend like that, etc. etc. Never call them a bitch. My dad mentioned on a few occasions he wished he never had kids. So yeah, never tell your daughter you wish you didn't have her. Anything about what guys men are attracted to in women, doesn't matter age, but younger the worse it is. Girls ladies are not for men's pleasure only. He should be encouraging her to be the best person she can be and be who she is. Not what's sexiest to random men, his preferences. A father shld never compare his daughter to any other girl. Girls, especially teens, are already struggling with esteem issues, thanks to the social media, and so a father shouldn't add to that. Honey, don't cry. That boy was only teasing and calling you names because he likes you. Totally normal. Unamused. I don't see why you need to go to college anyway. You'll only get married and have a husband to support your ass. All from experience. Comments about appearance, definitely no negative comments, and be very careful about positive ones. My biological father is an awful person, but it's worth noting that after years of harping on me for being too fat, too pale, too this, too that, the only time in my life he told me he was proud of me is when I was severely underweight. I've never forgotten that, and I never will. Calling her a mistake. No matter the terms of her conception, a father being in her life is a choice. Talking about her mother in a negative way. At no point is a relationship between two parents the business of a kid, and it is irresponsible to use a kid as a therapist. Telling her that she'll only be worthy of love if she's a virgin on her wedding night. Don't tell her to find a prince to look after her. Teach her how to look after herself. Dad, you were the biggest mistake of my life. 12 yo me, thanks Dad. And proceeded to cut off communication for years after. Sadly, that left me alone for years with a mother who ended up accusing me, her daughter, of cheating on her with my boyfriend, so very much EEW and no way. Don't do that either. Anything that implies her value is tied to her lacking sexual experience. Calling them a slut or dirty court from the age of 11 upwards. Cold sweat smile X. I hope you die, whenever she gets sick. You're a burden on me, repeatedly. Go play in traffic, whenever he's angry because of SMTH. You're as stupid as your mum, whenever they fight. Source. My father said all those things to me. My dad pretty much used me, at 15, as his psychologist after my parents divorced. Don't ask your daughter why her mom left him, why he can't find a good woman, and don't drunkenly tell her about the abuse you faced as a child in detail and talk about how you were scared the same stuff was happening to her because of who came around, and reference medical reports from her first 5 years of life that couldn't be explained and the state got involved, then never mention it again and deny remembering telling her that. When something is going wrong in her life or she's having a hard time handling something, do not bring up how her decisions affect other people. Let her struggles be her own without telling her she needs to think about the entire world in addition to her. Also, what if your future husband wants kids, so you care more about what a man who isn't even in my life wants than what I want? Okay. Don't stop showing interest when she hits puberty. It's terribly common. Like they become scared of their own child just because it bleeds now. You don't need to go to college, you're already too smart for a woman. You should have been a boy or never been born. Anything about what they wear. I've had male teachers tell me my shirt is very tight or too revealing, and it disgusts me. It makes me feel like they're looking at my body. So please, never tell her she's showing too much skin or something's too short. 'Cause half the time if I do dress up, it makes me feel more confident and I like to dress up with my friends. Do not worry, I do not know how the dad psychology works, but I have a feeling they worry a lot less. It bothered me a lot when I went to my dad with a problem, and his solution was just not to worry. If you try to understand the problem, you're doing a great job. When I was 12 my father told me, women should never have gotten the right to vote. Don't say that. You're not an adult until you're 18, I own you, you have no privacy until you're 18, your body is mine until you're 18, and sayings of the like. And he wonders why I have no sense of autonomy, have allowed men to take abuse and take advantage of me, have been assaulted, and have a hard time saying no. Anything even remotely misogynistic. My father told me that, a woman can expect to be groped working in the service industry. It was right after I had gotten sexually harassed at work in front of 50 people. I wish he wouldn't have said that. We don't talk anymore so he can't say shitty things now to me. Don't bother telling me. I already know it was because of something you did. I don't believe that. Half of everything you've ever said is a lie. Don't you lie to me, you little bitch. I've never been more embarrassed in my life. You're a monster. You look like a whore. You little bitch. You little CNT. Get away from me. Giggling after telling the story of one of his Middle Ages male coworkers talking about wanting to see 12-year-old me lounging in a bikini at the company barbecue. Look at me, you little bitch. Knock it off. When I was having a panic attack after being assaulted. Now you'll definitely fail. And many more. Body shaming. Commenting on the girl's looks, her hair, her face, invading her privacy. Anything along the lines of threats to potential partners if they treat her badly. Like I get the intent, but it's just so archaic. Fuck. I hate when you get like this. In response to me tearing up in front of him. He hits, teases, makes fun of you because he likes you. Anything about weight. All the things the dump ever said about Ivanka. Personal experience here. You are useless. You are stupid. Stop crying. You're going to fail. You don't know how to do this when you do. In reference to the child accidentally hurting herself, what did you do now? Smarten up. You'll be sorry later. What's wrong with you? You'll end up in prison one day. You'll never be able to do that. Why do you even try? Stop bothering me. You did that on purpose. Everything you own is useless junk. You're a mess. What's wrong with your face? Yeah. Please don't say any of that to your child. Can confirm. It's not nice. The lack of not saying anything can be hurtful as well. I don't love you. Haven't spoken to him since. My father yelled at me for letting me anxiety and depression keep me from doing all the chores in the house. In reality, I did a lot of the chores and he never did any. Never, ever, ever yell at your child for letting their mental health issues limit what they are capable of. Support and care for them instead and help them find a professional that can work with them on those issues. That he wishes he had a son instead. Blaming them when a guy pressures them into sex. Keep your voice low while talking to men. Respect the patriarchy in more subtle ways. Your brother is a guy, he gets to do what he wants. That's not how your mother's does it. Don't get mad at your daughter for having big breasts. I grew up with very big breasts, I've only recently come to accept them. When I was growing up my dad would get mad at me and say things like, "People are looking at you, wear looser clothes, reduce them, etc." It was horrible. Even after tons of therapy, I'm still crippled by anxiety to ever wear form-fitting clothes or the feeling that my boyfriend is going to leave me because of my breasts. Just don't. Let the daughters be. With a skin like this you will never find a partner that finds you attractive. My father about my cystic acne. What were you wearing when he did that? My dad told me he was proud of having 2 daughters who didn't cake makeup on and looked like whores. I looked up a winged eyeliner tutorial the next day. Thumbs up. Go hang yourself. Men will always cheat on you. Comments about their body, especially boobs and butt. Rude nicknames, especially do not compare them to porn stars. He's just bullying you because he likes you. Girls don't do XY. It always takes 2. Death threats to the people they'll eventually be dating. Insulting their interests, insulting their friends, criticize clothing choices that are objectively completely fine, threaten to take away your love for them, talk badly about other family members over hurt pride, details about your sex life. Or, better, don't mention it at all, criticize women based on outdated standards. Making comments about their breasts, feeling them under the shirt and recommending they get breast reduction surgery. I wish my dad didn't tell me I was useless. This coupled with the way he objectified women meant I looked for affection in all the wrong places as a young woman. As for the not telling a daughter the only thing men want their body isn't that bad. Many men do use women for our bodies. Letting her know that helps her avoid such men. By teaching such a thing allows her by confident enough to not let men use her and to keep her ground when a man tries to push her into intimacy when she isn't ready. You have no idea how many stories there are of men dumping a woman the minute he slept with her or when she wanted to wait for intimacy after getting to know the men better. Waiting helps to weed out users.